Ladies and Germans, how are you all doing? This is Con Ulrich,
And I'm Rangroo. Hello, hello, hello.
and we're bringing you guys some tournament play from SD44. It isn't the PDX tournament. We still have to wait a little bit longer to get those games. This comes to us from the Asian community out there. A recent tournament run by Protoss Zocker. So a big thank you to him for running it and for sending the replays in to us. And today, actually, on Mount Ormel, a map we don't get to see very often, we have a great showdown. Who do we have, Rang?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have KU2521 as the ever so loved 1st Polish Armoured Division. And on the right-hand side in red, we have Oneill as the Troph SS Panzer Division.
Now, we've been seeing a lot of these guys, well, especially the Poles, a lot recently. Why are we seeing the 12th SS so much?
Right, we haven't seen it that much.
That's exactly, yeah, exactly right. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know really. Troph SS is really one of the top tier decks. It's a very solid Panzer deck. It relies on Panthers and Tigers, which are really, the solid tanks that you want to be working with. It's got good infantry selection, good artillery selection, and the main thing is that it can exploit a push, which a lot of decks, especially infantry decks, have a hard time doing. And as well, Firefly, Boita Cromwell, both really fantastic units to use on A phase.
Definitely sounds about right. Now, actually, as the players are kind of getting into their final preparations here, and actually we're off right now, so maybe that'll wait for a little bit later in this opening breakout. Looks like Gallineo's going to be a little bit more aggressive, but Mount Ormel,
Yep.
taking us through the map right now, is it going to be like this spine of the world kind of separates the two different flanks, or are we going to see a lot of movement laterally across this, do you think?
I think flanks are really going to be where most of the play should really happen, just because both sides are tank divisions and there's more tank division area. I'm really interested to see how the middle goes, because I think we're actually seeing some Dragoonies, some actual non-Strochki infantry here from KU2521, but they don't really have enough in CQC till B where you can get Saparis. And same thing with Gao, it's not B so I can get Pioneers. So I think it's going to come down more to fire support in this middle forest fight for really anything to, for really the breakthrough to happen.
That is true. We are going to see some Dragoni. You are correct there, as well as some Streltsy. But the thing is, I don't know. I kind of can't help but wonder if those early stewards can be leveraged into having some really, really tough times for the 12th SS.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a Firefly for Trophy SS, it's really just a single pack 50mm for the middle. I know Sturge early on can be an absolute pain in the ass, you're absolutely right, because the only other tank you really got is a Panzer II. And the Panzer II isn't exactly the best for dealing with other armor.
That is true. Okay, we have actually another pack 30 to the pack 30, excuse me, to the north that got me doing it now. But I do like that the Poles seem to have a nice little battle group on two of these separate areas here. Not too much in the south, but center and north seems to definitely have that.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing he's using the Hold Fire command up north to get his infantry into the positions, into the actual buildings for, well, defense. But yeah, it's pretty much got this, its middle defense, and then his top defense of concentrated units. Both sides being very negligent on this southern flank, only a single 250 and a single Searchy squad just holding at point. But very defensive play from both sides. I mean, we're almost 2 minutes, 30 seconds in, and no one has fired a shot. It's like 11, 11, 11.
Sounds about right. At the same time, maybe there's just that last little bit before the calm, before the storm.
Yep.
We are going to see Universal Carrier bringing in an actual 6-pounder to the south, so that half track really should not be where he is.
I think he's behind the building.
Oh yeah, never mind.
No, not really.
Basically, he's got a shot blocker for about 200 meters, I would say, from where that 6-pounder is going to be going.
Oh yeah, good point, good point.
But no, okay, Germans bringing some in. Yeah, wow, cannot talk today. Bringing some of their own anti-tank into the north, but yet we still see both guys are just kind of slowly gathering force.
I'm quite surprised not seeing KU going more aggressive, because he is the Polish division, the aggressive A phase. He has the tanks, he can outnumber Gal O'Neill right now. You don't really want to be giving Gal an easy passive time, because that means he can just save up for Tiger or Panther in B phase. And Tigers and Panthers can be a bit tricky to deal with.
That is true, and you're definitely right to also mention the fact that the economy benefit that he has right now. really cannot be
Yep.
overstated how effective that could have been.
Yeah, and I mean, he can just throw out Strotsky's in the middle. In CQC, they're going to be pretty efficient against the Panzer Grenadiers, just run and run. And considering Strotsky's are like half the price, essentially, I mean, you might as well just be spamming through middle with all your Polish infantry.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
But it's like
Now,
it's like a very timid dance between both sides. I mean, you see up north, the Strotsky's now pulling back a little bit as the
but
Panzer
yeah, but you
Grenadiers
know
come
what?
in.
I kind of like that early kind of tactical play. Both guys are gently probing a little bit. Like Ku doesn't
Yeah.
see anything. He knows there's a half track down south, and that's it. Gal is only a little bit better. He knows there's a 6 pounder to the south. He knows there's a couple tanks to the north, but neither player really knows where each other is
Oh,
on this.
there's going to be shots up
Oh
north.
yes, and there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Finally, it's a raw. There's some raw fighting. I'm happy. I think war fighting is the appropriate verb.
War fighting? Yeah, that sounds about
War
right.
fighting. They fight wars.
That's true. That's
A
true. And
second one.
if there is war fighting, then at that point I dub you War Daddy. How about that? Except I will not be War Mommy. No,
Okay.
I'll be happy to be War Uncle, but not War Mommy. All right, 222 start to engage with infantry to the north. Streltsy trying to put pressure on this Pack 38, and honestly, if they take that out, that still is a bigger loss for the Germans than dropping that half track and maybe even that infantry.
Yeah.
From the Poles.
They just kind of got this like slow push from there. The 250 moving up, giving some fire support with its autocannon, and maybe Gal can make some progress up north, capture these very important farmsteads, which are very useful defensive locations.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can see right now that 6 pounder is starting to put rounds in down towards that 220. No, excuse me, 250. Wow, 222s to the north of that. I think I was more afraid of the fact that he gets closer to that infantry in the houses. He's got to know that there's more AT than just one AT gun.
Yeah. I mean, you also just want to be a bit careful. I mean, as of course, the Dragonies down there don't want to be rushing in the 250s. And, yeah, he's pretty much leading with vehicles where he really should have maybe his recon or some infantry lead in front. I mean, especially in this town fight with the Strotsky, it's just a single Panzer Grenadier. I mean, it is one slightly up north, trying to, screen in front to capture the area. Definitely be a bit better than just trying to rush in with a 251, which is actually going to kind of work. No, is it? I mean, it's an open top to grenades.
I don't know about that. There's a tank. Yeah, never mind.
There we go. Grenades actually kill it.
Oh, no, well, it was a tank and the Stewart. Oh, and the excuse me. Wow, 6 pounder. Hurricane coming in as well, and some of the infantry. I wouldn't be surprised if now gets turned around on the Germans that they get forced to surrender. But the Germans still do have a slight territory advantage, and that's playing well into the 12th SS. This is going exactly what you said before. You cannot let the 12th SS get any kind of early territory.
Yep, and really, both decks really, like, their benefit is once they get the tank blob. Trophy S, Panther Tiger tank blob, get Polish, Cromwell, Shermans, Achilles, etc. And if one side could get that, big rolling death ball of heavy armor coming down the road, it's really going to benefit them later on. I think that's really how the game is going to come down. But I've actually seen some mortar half tracks, so it's definitely going to be a damn good choice for this map.
That is definitely true. And you'll see the 250 coming up for the Germans, and actually a Sexton coming in for the Poles.
Oh,
so
there we go.
Beloved artillery vehicle there.
He got the Sexton on A phase. He knows what he's doing. You get the Sexton on A phase. We've seen this time and time again, Con.
That is certainly true. I guess my concern is, there goes the Pack 38 to the south. So Germans taking some significant losses, maybe not massive amounts, but significant ones at least. But if these P-Grens can shift back this Streltsy and the attendant Dragoni back onto that armor blob back there, will that be enough for the Germans to get through?
Maybe. I don't think the Panzer Grenadiers are going to be able to break through, as they just don't have enough firepower in CQC. But if they were to, I mean, it really is just vehicles like the Stuart. You just pop with a Panzerfaust and you call a day. I think he's sneaking in one Panzer Grenadier, so maybe he will be able to get sight on that Stuart and send a bit of heat love at Ray.
Well, that's what I was going to make a comment about as well, is that we are going to see that Stuart can't see anybody. It's maybe its sight range is what, like under 100 meters practically?
Yeah, he pretty much has it like ambushed on that road to maybe pop out if a vehicle or like a half-track rush tries to come down, but yeah. Just needs more infantry in middle. I mean, you might as well just throw in some more Strochkis. They're really cheap.
Now, I do like we're going to see the Sexton start firing up to the north. Might have been better just maybe to bring it behind the Stewart up to the north. Just if nothing else, give it the veterancy.
Yeah, the veterancy would help out quite a bit, but I think he's just trying to stay out of range of potential mortar half tracks. I mean, he does have double the range compared to him, so I think he's just pretty much just being a bit safe and sorry.
I do want to give two quick things. One is the Strutsky are down, and second is that Stewart is down as well. I looked away, I looked back, and yeah, that Fausted by the Panzer Grenadiers.
Oh damn, that's a damn good kill, knocking out Stewart. And this is going really well for Gallo Oneill. I mean, he's not taking any big territory chunks, but it's just a nice, slow, +1 point advantage. Nothing too crazy. That's all he needs to do.
Sounds right. Exactly. I mean, he's up almost 500 tickets already. I mean,
Yeah.
we're coming into Phase B, which at that point, like you said already, should be going, what, do you think over 2 O'Neill, given the current position? Wow. Mortar half track to the north is stressing out, what, 5 units, 6 units all at once.
Yeah, they're all just very bunched up, yeah. Yeah, Gal really has the momentum, really. He's pushing a little bit in mid, and it's definitely going to work out better once you can get some pioneers on the field in B phase. You know, he's stunning up all of it up north, and if he can, like, fully stun up and force it to retreat, maybe he could get not surrender, but take some ground. I doubt that's going to happen, because looking at it, he doesn't really have any line of sight of what actually is in the air. But just by the benefit of everything being so close, he's getting some good stuns.
I do like the fact that he's got this anti-air cover like crazy. He's got 3 different half tracks, all kind of hanging on out.
Yeah, there are only the 20mm, which is a little bit of a shame. I'm actually surprised he didn't get the Rebel Wind. Because that's a Troph SS classic, right? Yeah.
That is true, but ask yourself again, though, how expensive is it?
Well, it's 80 points, but you also got to realize this is 3 20mm for 165 points, while you can get one Rebel Wind, which is 4 20mm for 80 points. Yeah. At the same time, you can spread out these single 20mm a bit more around the map.
And
So,
that's exactly what I was going to make
yeah.
the comment about, too.
Yeah. But still, you know, it's just 4
Oh,
20
no.
mils. You know, we're strapped together. That's a lot of DACA. That'll make the Orcs and 40k pretty proud.
That's true. That's absolutely true, and well done on you there for calling that out. I know 40k is not really your thing too much.
Nah. Oh, it's pretty cool. I'm a BattleTech nerd, if we're gonna go, yeah. But
Oh, we
you know,
can go there, too.
I can respect 40k for what it is, and that's been pretty out, yeah.
Okay, how about this then? You know what? That Verbal Wind is kind of like a Jagermech.
Yeah, it's kind of is like a Jagermech.
Well, because Jagermech was definitely anti-air as well, so.
Yeah.
There's the 2 AC-10s and a couple of AC-5s on there. We are going to see P4 coming out from Gallo O'Neill to the south, but neither player really going with a significant investment into Phase B.
No, I mean, we've got like a Panzer IV, some AA from KU, which is quite entertaining, as we haven't seen any planes from Gal O'Neill.
Yeah,
So
true.
maybe he's going to be using it for fire support, is what I'm thinking, maybe.
Not with the placement of it. Not
Yeah,
the southern
good
one,
point.
anyway. Wow, that's a really poor placement if he's using it for fire support. I do like seeing your beloved Cromwell 6s, though,
Yep.
are definitely trying to assert themselves from that range.
Yeah, at 1.2 kilometers. Yeah, just so bloody good. It's really one of the reasons why I pose as such a strong A-phase deck, because the Troph SS gets one of those Cromwell 6s, and that's already a pretty big game changer. Being able to get 4 of them in A-phase, it's just, especially considering you're not fighting against a bunch of tanks in A-phase against Germans, is, I mean, Troph SS can get a Firefly, but
There's your
in
Rebel
this
Wind.
case- Yeah, it's my Rebel Wind. I can now die a happy man. But because you're mainly dealing with light armor like half tracks and infantry in A-phase against Germans, you know, all you need is a 95mm screw you gun at 1.2 kilometers to deal with most threats.
True. But wait, at the same time, if you're... Oh my gosh, more airstrikes coming on in. The Poles just doing that
Yep,
way
Hurricane
too well.
Strafe. Yeah, those
Way too
Hurricanes
well.
are just so cost efficient for airstrikes, especially in 1v1s, as they're cheap to get. And you're not having to worry too much about, like, you know, at 101st play who manages to save up for 6 P-51 Mustangs.
Now, we are going to see a actual Ooh, could be quite the furball,
Oh,
Voskirajski, whatever.
oh
I
no.
can't even pretend to know his name. The 2-star ME-109, so it's a battle of the aces, and neither one of them is really going to come out happy.
No. I mean, yeah, the AA pretty much is going to protect the other. I think maybe the Mustang can get the kill on the Messerschmitt. It has been tagged up quite a bit. The Rebel...
Nah,
Oh, there we
nah.
go. There we
Nah,
go.
if he goes in
Phew.
there, he was going to get picked off.
Yeah. That was a smart move. Just
No, we
rather
do
be
have a
safe than sorry.
ton of close quarters action happening in the center part of the map, which is kind of weird too, frankly, considering the kind of messy units that are there.
Yeah, no real CQC infantry. I mean, he's throwing Panzer Grenadiers into a forest fight, which is not Panzer Grenadier territory. And I hope the infantry being brought up right now are pioneers. I hope to God for Oneill that they are pioneers.
Well, they are the half tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, oh no, we'll just have to see when they unload.
Strangely enough, if this Panzer IV rotates to the center part of the map, he would do pretty darn well against that. Give him one squad of infantry to assist against any possible AT that we know is there, at least.
Yep.
He would rupture the entire center.
Yeah, he would be able to do that. It's just too bad he doesn't have any recon or real ever supporting units to help him out if he was to try and attack down south.
Once again, neither player really able to see too much on this map. And you have to kind of hand it to Mount Ormel. This thing is a beast and a half in terms of trying to see anything.
Yeah, it's a real uphill battle.
Oh my god, you're waiting for a while for that one, weren't you?
I was waiting for that one. But
That
yeah,
was a
it's a
knee
tough.
joke.
It's a tough map because once again, like the whole line of sight between the hills can get a little bit funky, and especially on this sort of setup here, as it is a very CQC, there's a lot of line of sight blockers all over. So like airplane strikes such as this, gonna work fantastic.
True. And actually, I'm surprised that he sent in that air power when he did. I would have thought it would have been more saved for when he brings this Wolverine up.
Yeah. Before, like, rushing the Panzer IV, but I think our Messerschmitt's going to go down, yeah, unless the Rebel...
No, I think we're going to get a stun up.
Oh.
Okay, oh my god, one burst of fire. One burst of fire, that's all you needed.
Oh, that's just sad. That's sad.
Yeah.
But very lucky, yeah, for the Poes. The Hurricane gets another kill, or a kill.
So, looking at this right now, the Axis are up about 650 points, which is nothing, of course. Wolverine's going to get first shot over the Panzer IV. He takes that out. That's a big loss.
Yeah.
Retreat, my friend. There we go.
Yeah.
But looking at the positions right now, I'm sure you'll disagree with me, or maybe you will agree with me. I don't know. Panzergrens, by the way, not Pioneers in the center.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Oh, he's going to make a new sustained rush there, so at least that's kind of good.
Yeah.
But looking at the Poles, I can't help but like the Poles' positioning a lot more. There's this defense and depth that's just going to do so well.
Especially up north, like, it's like the first line is Strochkeys, the second line is fire support, and then the third line we have the section. Yeah, that's a really beautiful, just aesthetically, good defensive line. And he's slowly starting to break through a bit with some Strochkey play, but he's going to need some of his more second line units up front to help deal with the stuff. And he is using the Cromwell very efficiently to knock out 50mm and counter battery to knock out the mortar. So maybe he can rupture his northern flank, Mr. KU.
True. And it's actually, he thinks that his Sexton at 40 rounds of munitions is starting to be, a little bit low.
Yeah.
Bringing in some munitions points already. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah.
And you've made comments that the Sexton starts shooting on Monday, and
it doesn't end until like Saturday.
Exactly, of the following week.
It shoots 8 times a week. Or
yes.
8 days a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
He loves the Beatles.
Yeah. It's been a hard day's night, Khan.
Well, he is the Walrus.
Yeah.
Well, he's the Polish, really, but... okay, we are going to see some Saperczy coming on through for the Poles, and that kind of makes me a little bit depressed, because I'm definitely with you. Pioneers would have been a great call.
Yeah. For the Poles or for the Germans?
Oh, for the Germans, good God. You know on which side my bread is buttered.
I know. It's just... Yeah, I'm really surprised. Because I swear you can get Pioneers and B-Phase for Trophy S. I mean, I think I'm fairly certain about that. But just Panzer Grenadiers, CQC, not a good choice. And really, it goes for anyone. If you can take Pioneers in your deck, take them.
Usually a good idea,
Just take them. They're such a good unit because they can still go toe-to-toe with most allied infantry at long range, while still being able to get in close and do the nitty-gritty with their grenade spam.
I don't know how. Oh my gosh, was that the Wolverine? Oh, sweet mother of pearl. I thought I saw tracks, wheels destroyed, and I was like, wait a second, was that the actual airplane that did that? I was just completely stunned.
Oh, we got Mr. Ripman on the field, Khan.
You want to take bets on how quickly he dies?
I give it 6 minutes.
I think I'll probably take the under on that one.
Okay, sure. So if he doesn't die, yeah, so
by minute 30.
26. I say 26 minutes and no, not bloody hell. 14 minutes time remaining. 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. Because that Wolverine's coming awfully far forward.
Yeah, it is.
And Wittmann is, well, he's gonna go right into that line of fire at some point. Yeah, because that Wolverine. Oh, jeez. He could post up just to the left of where he's looking right now, and that'd be more than enough.
Now just got the heavy airplay from the pose, which really is working quite well. As hurricanes in the gun runs are really quite nasty to deal with. And I like how he uses the hurricanes for the gun run and have the Mustang, you know, the back just pretty much protecting them, and then going after the Messerschmitt.
Well, when you think about it, who's going to be a better dogfighter, the Mustang or the Hurricanes?
Yeah, the Mustang is definitely going to be better in just in terms of the chase, because it goes like bloody 700 kilometers an hour. But a Hurricane, once it gets close range, if you get into a turn fight with a Hurricane or a lot of Hurricanes, it can be scary because your opponent can usually get a lot of Hurricanes.
Rocket attack in the middle. That's going to stun up all the infantry. And I don't know. I'm not liking how this is looking for Gal O'Neill.
No, it's
crew knocked out Tiger Wittmann.
Wow.
That was fast.
Come on, Wolverine just needs to move up, but he's actually going to be retreating with the Wolverine. I don't think he saw the critical hit on that, so...
Well, I think it kind of makes sense, though, too. There's no reason for you to be too aggressive.
Yeah.
You have the entirety of Phase C. We just hit Phase C now, of course. And you're clearly controlling the space.
Yeah. He is actually going to be... Oh, no, Gal O'Neill's actually smoking Rickman. He's trying to keep him alive, which is definitely a good play.
It is a little weird to see smoke being fired towards the rear, but when you know, Wittmann's on the field.
Yeah. You know, strange things happen when he's online.
But you also notice that he has said, screw the smoke, I'm going through it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's why he never lasts. Bit of a Polish thrust coming up through the middle part of the field, taking out the eyes of the German army. I don't know. Yeah. Can you see this working out for Gal O'Neill?
Rolf, it's kind of an advantageous position to hold because it really is the artery between the middle and the northern flank. So maybe once he holds this area, he could try to put some more pressure up north. But I feel like he just really needs to like commit with a big Strelch keepers, and then just have his tanks. Because he had this Stuart back here, not really doing much, so just being moral support. And this is a command tank. But it's also a tank, and you might as well use it as a tank if you have it on the field. Because this Cromwell is pretty much just doing all the work.
But again, if he doesn't need to use it, then why bother, right?
Yeah, I guess he doesn't really have line of sight in middle. I mean, he doesn't really have any recon. It's just a bunch of Strelch keys, essentially.
Okay, so Wittmann hasn't masked himself yet again. I think this Wolverine is trying to see, okay, how close can I get to get that couple of shots off?
Yeah. I'm actually surprised I haven't seen like an Achilles or like a Firefly being brought up to counter. I've seen another Wolverine. But both sides, for, you know, their retrospective tank divisions are pretty light on tanks, I'd have to say.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, here we go. Shooting the Cromwell. And that's definitely going to go down. I mean, Rickman's going to get one kill. He's going to need to get another 14, really, to match up to his name. No, never mind. He's not even going to kill the Cromwell. He's going to be able to get out.
Nope, this is not the Villa Bocage.
Nope.
Pain Train coming on in 3 hurricanes this time.
Ooh,
so, guys, it is hurricane season. Lock your doors and hit the grocery stores.
Yep.
And those Panzergrens are just going to get completely shredded. As you might expect, here's the ME-109.
And
they're going to go toe-to-toe, and that guy's dead. He's going to die.
Yeah. And the jump, right, he does have the rubber end. And there we go. Look at, 4 Tourney mills. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, it's not in the best spot because it doesn't really have that great line of sight in terms of air.
True. true. But considering his current position, those are probably the best he's going to be able to do.
Exactly.
German lines are beginning to fold up north. The infantry is getting pushed back and going to get surrounded, taken on out. Aufklärer are going to get forced to surrender. The AA half platforms are going to get taken on out. 6-pounder is going to kill something here.
17-pounder.
I was looking at the forward 6-pounder, I guess. Yeah, he gets just the other side of the standard trees. Game's over. And the Dragoni, well, the Dragoni got a Piat off and took out a 222, so they paid for themselves.
And they almost meant to kill Panzer IV in middle, but they did get stunned up. And this is really the push that KU needed. Because this is going to be a huge chunk of land up north. And it's too bad Rittman isn't up north, because this would have been the perfect place for him to try and stop. So really, I think it's going to be down to Gout making something happen down south. Because really, there's not much here. I mean, he does have to be cautious of if there is an anti-tank gun in this center forest. There isn't. But he doesn't know it, of course. But he's moving in course sleeve Tiger Rittman, using smoke, going from building to town to tree line, whatever. And he needs to make something happen down south to counteract its northern assault.
True, but if he wants to do that, he's also going to go up against another Firefly being brought on in now. Ooh. So that is going to...
2 guns first run.
Exactly. And big guns at that.
I do want to note, Tiger Rittman has actually survived longer than 6 minutes, so...
No. I thought it was another mini. Timer mini, I thought was 14 minutes, right?
Okay, yeah, let's go to 14. See if he's still alive by then.
Then I will concede that you are a much better Canadian than I am.
Yeah.
But alright, I have been surprised by the relative lack of bloodlust that's happened from both players here.
Yep. I think it's just the map. Both sides are very cautious of fighting over this hedgerow hell, and they just don't really want to commit too much. I mean, we've finally seen the commitment here from KU from pushing, but just considering how many areas where AT guns can be hidden on this map, I'd be a little bit scared of moving up. Here
comes the tank and spank. Hurricane coming on in, rockets away. Even stressing, Whitman is stressed out. Here, okay. Here come the AT platforms.
And I think the is that one rebel going to be enough? I mean, stop it so it can actually shoot accurately, but I don't know, I think that Mustang may be able to get the intercept on the Messerschmitt.
Nope, he makes it away.
Woo.
Shockingly. Well, and that Firefly is announcing its presence, and now, now Wittmann has gotten away.
Yeah.
So there you go. He is now, he's lasted a lot longer.
And he's lasted longer than 6-7 minutes, so yeah, there you go. That's some good Rittman play. I mean, if he makes it last the entirety of the match, I will be shocked and stunned.
I do want to say something that's kind of funny to me. We see a 17-pounder practically on the front lines. And I don't think it's because the Germans were that aggressive. I think the Poles were like, you know what? This is really more of a point-and-shoot kind of operation here.
I mean, it's a good position to get the 17-pounder because that's such a good area to lock down. But it's a little bit presumptuous considering he hasn't cleared out the entire tree line yet.
True. Very, very true.
But it's just a really good push up north because it's really starting to encroach a bit down south, and if he was to move from his northern to southern artery, that could really shut down the whole southern flank. And considering there's no pioneers for the Germans, it'd be pretty easy to knock out once you deal with light armor.
I am surprised, extremely surprised at that we're seeing so many of these 20 mil half tracks. I didn't realize there were that many.
I think his entire AA setup is really just 20 mil half tracks, which isn't really a good idea.
Yeah, honestly. I was going to say, I don't like that very much.
No, I mean, don't use single 20mm.
Oh, yes. Here comes another P4 ace. Kretschmer has now hit the field.
There we go. Double Rami. The Santa Claus ace.
Oh, no, never mind. This is the free ace that just got released a couple weeks ago, wasn't it?
It was, pretty much if you won a bloody attack and defend during Christmas time, you got him. So here we go. 2 and run.
But already, here we go. Wolverine's just kind of hanging on out. More half-tracks coming on in. And yeah, here comes Kuz, kind of ever so slow. Push here. Oh my gosh, I guess Wittmann again is freaked out. The Rebelvins are desperately putting up a cloud of flak. All those half-tracks.
Yeah.
We finally see one of these hurricanes go down.
Oh,
Of
wow.
course not.
Nope. Nope.
And the Wolverine, for some reason, shoots across Wittmann's bow.
Is he going to get the kill? I mean, Rickman is stand up. There we go.
I think so.
And you've got the Cromwell joining in on the shots. And oh no, he's kind of reversing side raise. That's not good.
No, that is not. And
Nope,
Wolverine
misses.
finally realizes who he should be shooting at.
There we go, some smoke. Phew.
Yeah, that, again, ooh.
The smoke's being shot at by the Wolverine. You're a little bit too, up front here of the mortar half track, buddy.
Oh, he's a gutsy guy, and he goes down for it.
Yeah. And look at middle. The Panzer Grenadiers are just melting inside the forest. Who knew? Who knew?
Well, if you leave your Germans out in the sun too long, that's what happens.
That's what happens in Africa.
True. Very, very true.
Come the second battle of Alamein, they're like, oh, we're knackered. It wasn't supply lines, it was just the Germans were melting like ice cream.
Well, actually, we realized, too, those guys were on something like 4 to 8 ounces of water a day.
Yeah, because, it's not, I think you need more water in the desert, can't.
It was very, very impressive. I remember a story, just watching the Poles slowly crush on in.
Yeah.
It was a story of a British prisoner complaining to Rommel, basically saying, hey, you're not treating us well. And Rommel was like, hey, you get exactly as much as I do. Both so awesome at the same time, kind of like, wow, he got nothing.
You got nothing, yeah.
Oh, geez. +2, though, over here for the Poles, and this is not going to be...
Yeah. Oh, look at Rittman. I don't think Rittman's... He's in a crossfire here.
A little hot under the collar, and there he
goes.
There
we go. So he survived, like, 11 minutes.
Longer than he should have.
It's like 11 minutes, so that's pretty decent. 11, 12 minutes, something along those lines. So.
And Kretschmer, I guess, is already dead. Yeah, he's already dead.
I mean, Panzer Force for you.
Wait. So, mark this down. Wittmann has outlasted another ace. This is beautiful. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Wow. But yeah, it definitely seems like KU's going to be taking the victory here.
Yes, guys, this was early on in the tournament as well. So there was a round of 12, I want to say, and I believe this was one of the earlier games here.
Yeah. Do you want to take us to ×2?
Yep. Okay, at 35, go to ×2.
Okay. Boom.
Boom. 2.
Boom.
1. Yeah. Now go. Jeez, all right, you're ahead of me, I guess.
Oh, sorry, I thought... I heard 55 seconds.
But, okay, that's fine. You know what? I'll take a couple. You're living in the future, I'm living in the past for a couple seconds. People accuse me of that all the time. Not a problem.
But yeah, it's really just nothing much really going on. It's just some Panzer IVs and 2.5 runs, but a little bit too late, I have to say.
So okay, so you and I are now playing some 12th SS. What have we done differently with this deck? At least for me, I would probably say that AT should have been a little bit more fleshed out.
He needed a bit more AT on the flanks. He needed to use 37mm AA guns instead of relying on 20 mils, and he needed pioneers in the center. Good God, he needed. If he had pioneers in the center, he would have had a much better time in that forest fight. But as much as I love Panzer Grenadiers, they're not suitable for every situation. But also, KU just did a really good job of air support, and it's not a good air support map because you don't have direct line of sight, so you might as well just attack from above. And
wow.
If Gal Oneill actually had some proper AA units, it would have gone much better for him, I'd say.
Well, his little hunting pack over there just goes like completely ballistic, and there goes the surrender.
Look at the kills.
Holy God. It doesn't feel like that.
Jesus Christ. It doesn't feel like that at all. But Jesus Christ.
You want to know why? Because everything that the Poles lost was infantry, except for like a couple half tracks.
Yeah. And like, looking at the pose, like, did he lose any actual tanks?
One Stuart.
Lose... He lost one Stuart. Yeah, entire match.
That's insane.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good tank preservation. And like I said, whoever gets the tank blob and keeps their tanks alive wins. And the Poles managed to do that. And looking at Wolverine, they got quite a lot of kills there.
Look at that 17-pounder.
Jaros. Oh, damn.
He's almost a tank ace.
3 Panzer IVs.
Yeah, he paid for himself quite well.
And the Firefly as well, knocking out Rittman.
Although, to be fair, a lot of these kills did happen when the Germans are collapsing the last 6 minutes.
Fair point.
But
But
look at that, from minute 29:32
yeah,
down to the bottom, the Poles lose 1 unit.
yeah, that's
That's
pretty.
basically that's the entire game right there, even though it just doesn't feel like it.
No, that was very passive from Trophus, and too bad he couldn't really, like you said, just needed better defense on the flanks and proper infantry play. For Poe's KU did a real good job here. Played
Yeah.
his deck perfectly.
Which is funny because in the beginning part of that game, you were saying how poorly he was playing that deck.
I know, but he managed to keep his stuff alive. And then once he figured out, yeah, you know, you might as well just risk it and push, especially if you got Strelchkis, because you can just throw them away. Then he made a good amount of ground. And also just built up on the air power. Even just pretty much Hurricanes or 20 mils is more than enough to secure the stuns and then push up through after knocking out the Pandagrens, etc.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So congratulations to Ku. Bad luck to Gal Oneill. I will not ruin. We will not ruin the outcome of that tournament in case we bring some more games, which I think we are. Right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Sounds about good. Anything else to add to this one, though?
Nope, I'm good.
Sounds good, folks. We'll catch you all later. This has been Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.